Hi, my name is Mason Doming, and today we're going to talk about why you should hire a CPA. Before we start the presentation, I'd like to give a little background to myself to speak to the credibility of the subject. I am a senior accounting major at Lamar University, and I also am an intern at a CPA firm in Beaumont, Texas. Not only do I have I prepared simple 1040 individual returns, I've also done complex Schedule C, Schedule E rental properties, 1065 and 1120S partnership returns. And this is all done through the supervision and approval of a CPA. I also do bookkeeping and QuickBooks. I do bank reconciliations, payroll, and 1099s. Let's start the presentation. So one phrase that accountants and CPAs want to reiterate to small business owners is peace in mind. Well, what do you mean by that? So when our partners at our firm, they get new clients, new small business owner clients, they will start with the phrase of, you do what you do best and let me do what I do best. And what do they mean by that? Well, CPAs, they go to college for 4 years or 5 years to get, certified for their CPA exam. Then they have to take the CPA exam, which is one of the most difficult certification exams in the nation. So their whole job, their whole education, their background is for accurate financial reporting. So you do what you do best by making your business better, more profitable, more productive, more efficient, whatever you need to do to elevate your business, and let us do what we do with thousands of clients every day, is manage your financials. So here's the issue, the problem. So I'm going to start an example with Joe. Let's say Joe has a sole proprietorship where he power washes 3 months during the summer, takes home about $5,000 in additional income. And as far as everyone knows, that's not much, and it's very simple to report on your federal tax return. You report on Schedule C, and you do W-2, you put on 1040, boom, you're done. The TurboTax, boom. Well, the issue arises when over the years you're getting more clients for that business, all of a sudden buy a new truck. That's an asset. That's depreciable. You buy more power washing equipment. That's an asset too. Depreciation schedule. Next thing you know, you're hiring employees to come help you out. Payroll taxes, payroll expense, 1099s, and boom. Next thing you know, it becomes from a very simple return to a very involved, complex return. And maybe you're very adamant about not hiring a CPA. And so you think, I did the first time, I can continue doing it, I don't need help. So you file your complex return, you send it in, IRS is rejecting it. IRS knows your tax liability, and they'll reject it until it's right. And each month you don't get it right, that's a 5% penalty, half a percent penalty tacked on each month, accrued each month, until it hits about 25%. So only you're paying the taxes go, and then an additional 25%. And let's say you're still not doing it. Well, they're not going to say, oh, I give up. They're going to come get your paycheck. They're going to garnish, they're going to levy your house. You might have to file bankruptcy. And at the end of the day, it's not good for anyone. So hire a CPA, avoid it. So who does this affect? So according to an article published by the Accountant Today, they stated about 66% of small business owners have no intention of hiring an accountant, do bookkeeping, or CPA to do their taxes. And why not? Why not get professional help? Well, it's mostly due with how bookkeeping software has evolved, especially QuickBooks Online, that made it more user-friendly for, especially small business owners who just started, don't have much business. You have a few bank statements you put in, you don't have employees, not payroll. And they have a bunch of training programs, like 10, 20 hours of training programs you can take to educate yourself on your financial reporting. That makes sense. But like I said, like how Joe was, he had, taken on more clients, getting more business, more involved, and you have to start doing tax planning throughout the year to avoid being unprepared by April. So, hire a CPA, let him worry, or let him or her worry about it. So, like Benjamin Franklin said, there's one thing certain in life is death and taxes. So, the IRS, the government, they're not just going to not let you file your taxes, even if it's just a little bit of income. They're going to want that money. So, according to Fluham law firm, in the state of Texas, let's say Joe, he's not getting his returns sent out right, power washing guy. He's not doing his returns right. So he's just fudging numbers, hopefully get close, and try to fool the IRS. IRS, they'll investigate, but hey, you're being arrested. That's 3 years in prison, $250,000 fine. Let's say he went a different route. Maybe he just decided, hey, I'm going to throw away all the notices. I'm just going to ignore everything. It doesn't exist to me. Well, that's tax evasion. And according to Fluham law firm, same source, that's 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. And no matter what, hiring a CPA, to be preemptive to these kind of charges or to help you get rid of these charges, it's going to cost less than $250,000, and you can't put a price tag on the years you're missing out on because you're in prison. So, solution. So, Joe, he's in trouble, but he doesn't know how to approach the IRS and negotiate or whatever. That's why you have a CPA, you fill out the form 2848. He deals with the IRS on your behalf. He negotiates, gets everything done for you. And you say, well, I could probably take it on myself. You could, but with a CPA, it's guaranteed. He'll say, you need X, Y, and Z, you're good, out of trouble. There's nothing else, no hitting anything. That's all you need. Whereas you do it by yourself, you might think you're done, but you're not. You might think it's a never-ending story. In 10, 20 years, you're dealing with the same stuff over and over again. When you just hire a CPA, you're done in 2 weeks. End of story. So, remedy. So, how will they catch you sometimes? Oh, audit. IRS says, hey, I'm going to audit you. Now, if for the last 6, 7, 8 years you had CPA do everything, you get that letter that says, we will audit you, you'd be like, no big deal. There's nothing to hide. I'm not stressed. I have a trained professional who did all my stuff. There is no stress. Whereas the other person who's like, well, I don't know. They might think they did everything. They might have done everything right. But it's still in the back of their head. They're going to have anxiety. They're going to worry. And that's no good. You should be focused on your business. That's it. And so, we keep talking about how CPAs can avoid it and whatnot, and we really touched on the price. So, at my job, particularly, the average hourly rate for a CPA is about $200 an hour. And you're thinking, that's way too much money, they're going to be working all day on it, and next year, at the end of the month, getting a bill for $20,000. That's not true. CPA might work a couple hours here, a couple hours there. You might get, $600,000 bill, and that's not bad at all. I mean, think about it. What they can do in 2 hours in a day might take you 10 hours over a week. And just for perspective, at our business, small business pays us on average $8,000 a year for tax planning, financial services, consulting, all the above. And that just $8,000 to avoid any trouble with the government or the law, or make sure everything is reported accurately to avoid getting audited. That is priceless. So, summarize this, build your business. That is so key. We take passion in you growing your business, us helping you grow your business. That's what we're here to do for our community. Let us deal with the IRS. They are scary, but we're soldiers, and sometimes we're a little scarier. And we will go after the IRS, and we will make sure everything is accurate. And lastly, just remember, we are trained professionals. We take our jobs seriously, and we want nothing more to serve you. Thank you.